Dear students, today's topic of discussion is the remaining part of baseband digital data transmission. As you remember, we have started with our communication online class from baseband digital data transmission only. Then I realized that there are so many doubts and queries regarding the other parts. The first part, that means the part before digital data transmission, baseband digital data transmission, it is not clear to many people. That's why I have actually gone back, okay, into the 4 Zoom sessions I have already taken, and I have covered the entire syllabus before the baseband data digital data transmission in my 4 Zoom sessions, okay. And I have shared the links in YouTube also for session 1. 2 I somehow missed, and there was no value addition in session 2, okay. So if you go directly after session 1 to session 3, it is okay. So after session 1, session 3 and session 4 is also there. I will upload session 4. So this will give you the total review of the syllabus before the baseband data transmission. And before that also I have given 4 video lectures on digital data transmission. Digital data transmission part 1, digital data transmission part 2. There I have discussed most of the digital data transmission. What is the digital data transmission, how it is done, what are the actual block diagram of the digital data transmission, and so on. What is PAM, pulse amplitude modulation, how it is used in digital data transmission, baseband data transmission. Those things I already covered. I will not go into the detail here. After that I have given you example of ISI in what is inter-symbol interference in baseband data digital data transmission. How can it be eliminated by raised cosine function? So up to this it is already covered, okay. So after that we will now move on to our next part. Is it clear? See, this is our next, those things, what is baseband data and what is PAM, those things I covered very nicely in my this block diagram of PAM system, why it is required in digital data transmission, or what is ISI, okay, what is inter-symbol interference, and YouTube videos are already there. 4 videos are there to cover all those stuff, okay. What is raised cosine function, raised cosine function. So up to raised cosine function we have already studied. That means with the help of raised cosine function we can basically eliminate the ISI, okay. So up to this part is covered. Now what is corrective coding? So those things are not included in here. These are some extra things. That means with the help of raised cosine function, okay, how can we eliminate the problem of ISI? What is duobinary signaling, okay, how can we use duobinary signaling? So those parts are extra parts. If you are interested to know how the things are basically happening, you can go through those extra parts, okay. So I will not be discussing all those things in a general platform. Better I will follow the syllabus first, okay. So in your syllabus there is see modified duobinary signaling, okay. So these are the extra stuff. After that, what is included in your syllabus? This baseband transmission of M array data, okay. So this is included in your syllabus. M array data. So I already told you what is M array data in my last Zoom session. Okay, so M value can be anything. Okay, 2 to the power n equal to M. So n, the n value, suppose your n value is 1. If your n value is 1, okay, so see, M is always greater than 2. Okay, M should be always greater than 2. You see, if you put 1, the M value will be 2 to the power 1. That means 2. But M should be greater than 2. That means you cannot put 1 here. N value minimum you have to put 2. So if you put 2 here, 2 to the power 2 is how much? Hello? 2 to the power 2 is how much? 4. Okay. So see, in the baseband M array version of system, the output of the pulse generator may take on any one of the M possible amplitude levels with M greater than 2. M must be greater than 2. So if you put 2 to the power 1 here, it will give you M equal to 2. So it is not, my purpose is not solved. So you have to, at least you have to put N equal to 2 here. So if you put N equal to 2 here, you are getting M value 4. That means 4 levels you are getting. Is it clear? For the purpose of illustration, the digital waveform corresponding to a data sequence, suppose your data to be sequence to be transmitted is 00101101. Okay. With the help of binary PAM, pulse amplitude modulation, with the help of binary pulse amplitude modulation, you want to transmit this data. That means this is your data, encoded data. This is basically data encoded, data encoding. This is the output of the encoder. Okay, data encoder. Now you want to channelize the data with the help of binary PAM. Okay, NZ, NRZ, so many signaling schemes are there. I have already discussed all those in my last Zoom session. Okay, so suppose now you are choosing M equal to quaternary system. M value is 4. So if M is 4, you 2 to the power 2 equal to 4. So you have to take 2 bits at a time. That means you have to form the D bits, as I told you. Okay, it has been shown that a quaternary signal has been derived by grouping the message bits in blocks of 2. That is called D bits. Okay, and using 4 amplitude levels to represent the 4 possible combinations. That means if you take 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bits are there, to make a group of 2, make a group of 2, make a group of 2, make a group of 2. So in this way, whatever, there may be 16 sequence. Okay, so just make a group of 2 and 2. These are called the D bits. So in group of 2, what are the combinations can come? Okay, combination 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. 4 combinations only can come. Okay, now these 4 combinations, according to the 4 combinations of encoded data, you have to basically generate 4 levels. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 0, for this you have to generate a voltage level. For this, for every 4 states are there, and you have to generate 4 different voltage levels of PAM signal. Okay, then that PAM signal will be transmitted. Okay, that is called channel encoding. Let's see the example, it will be more clear. See this one. Okay, I have discussed the same example. It is basically in our previous chapter also. I think the same example was there. They have just copied and pasted it over here also in this chapter. Okay. So directly go to this level. Okay. That means your what data string is coming? 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So if you make a group of 4, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 0. Okay. Now if you go to the table first, there is a table, corresponding table. You have to follow that table. Oh, they have not provided any table here. It is actually included in your previous chapter. Okay. So directly go to the waveform, this one. first one is 0, 0. So minus 3a by 2. This is the voltage level selected for 0, 0 combination. Okay, the first one is 0, 0. Minus 3a by 2 is the amplitude. Next one is 1, 0. So for 1, 0 combination, they have selected plus 3a by 2 for 1, 0 combination. Okay, plus 3a by 2. So directly from minus 3a by 2, it has changed its position, okay, to plus 3a by 2. After that, there is 1, 1 combination. For 1, 1 combination, and next is 0, 1. Please remember, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 is over. Now 1, 1, 0, 1 combination. 4 combinations of data they have shown. Any combination can come here. There will be repetition of 1, 0. So here suppose there is 1 and 0. This may also happen, but for the sake of clarity of explanation, they have basically taken this type of data stream. Okay. So here there are 4 combinations, 4 possible combinations possible. 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1. For 0, 0 they have taken minus 3a by 2 amplitude. For 1, 0 they have taken plus 3a by 2. Now 1, 1 and 0, 1. For 1, 1 they have taken plus a by 2 amplitude. Okay. They have taken plus a by 2 amplitude, and for the last one they have taken minus a by 2 amplitude. In this way, the encoded data, that means encoded data coming out from the encoder, the encoded data is further being channel encoded, and this is the final waveform to be transmitted through the channel. Is it clear? So this is basically channel encoding. After that, here comes the I pattern. So this is the general form. See, if there are, don't keep any confusion. If there are basically not 4 levels, we have discussed about 4 levels. Now suppose you want to generate 8 levels of amplitude. That means voltage amplitude. Okay. So your formula is n equal to log 2 base m. So if it is 8, what will be the n value? Okay. So in this way you have to calculate. From here you have to calculate. That means I go to the previous example. M equal to the power n. Right. So m equal to the, so if you are interested to create only 4 levels, then 2 to the power 2 is 4. So you have to make a group of 2 only. Then you will get 4 levels. Okay. So suppose you want to make 8 levels. So what is 2 to 2 square equal to 2 cube is 8. So you have to make a group of 3. That means whatever the data string is, encoded data is coming, starting from the LSB, you have to make a group of 3. Here you have to put an extra 0 here to make a group of 3. So in this way, if you make a group of 3, then 8 combinations can come. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So in this way, total 1 up to 1, 1, 1. Total 8 combinations can come. And for 8 combinations, you have to set the 8 voltage levels. So in this way, now in your reflected waveform, channel encoded waveform, this waveform, here you are getting only 4 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Now you will get 8 distinct levels. So that depends on the basically channel, that means the transmission side. That the people sitting in the transmission side, they will basically decide which type of signaling is to incorporate. Okay, the m number, the number of m, that means number of levels will be decided by them only. Okay, so this is basically the general formula. Okay, that means if it is 3, so it must be 8. Log 8 equal to 3 or 2 cube. Okay, log 2 cube equal to 8. 2 cube, you will get 8. Okay, so log base 2, 8, that will give you 3. Is it clear? So in this way, channel and